to another episode of our Rime of the Frostmaiden playthrough. If you are new here, welcome. This is the Venture Maidens channel, and we are playing through the official Wizards of the Coast module, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden, which I had the pleasure of being one of the co-authors for. So very exciting. This is episode 6 out of our 12-part series, so we're about halfway through this campaign, and it only gets icier from here, slipping and sliding all our way to the finale. Before we go around and do cast introductions, I do want to start, as always, this is a horror campaign, which means that we cover some uncomfortable themes in this game. In particular, our content warnings are for body horror, which will be persistent through all the episodes. We might also run into torture in this. It won't be on-screen direct torture, but we will be dealing with violence from torture in this episode, potentially. So if either of those things, something you're not in the mood to handle, this may not be the game for you. But with that, let's go around and do some introductions. Hey everybody, my name is Celeste Conowitch, and tonight I will be your Dungeon Master.
And I'm Joe. I'll be playing Gob Herkenstone, your North Battle Master.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm going to be playing Minerva Tinkerbabu, your human wizard.
Hey, I'm Nassim. I'm playing your Kalishtar cleric, Xena Orendi.
My name is Inga, and I will be playing your daring druid, played by Sage.
And I'm Vincent, playing Veronica, or Miss Veronica, wearing the color of betrayal. And I'm your Hexblade Warlock for the day.
Oh, betrayed! Yeah, yes! And of course, we will give you that sweet recap of what happened last time. But this episode, we are running a dice giveaway! So Joe of RPG Dice has graciously donated a bunch of dice sets for us to give away during these episodes. So the rules for the giveaway, you have to stick around. Halfway through the episode, we will be announcing a code word that if you type into the chat, you can enter to win a beautiful set of dice. And then you have to stick around to the very end of the stream to claim those dice. So if you want these sweet beauties, here they are on the screen, folks. Ooh, look at these smoky, black, swirling, inflict wounds dice with red glitter and red paint. They're gorgeous, even better looking in person. So you have to stick around till halfway through the episode and then the very end if you want to enter to win these sweet handcrafted beauties. But that's it. That's the business. So now I'm kicking it over to you all. What happened? What did you all do last time in Icewind Dale?
Punch things into oblivion.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there were so
Lit a
many
lot of
crits.
stuff on fairy fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
Specifically
climbed the
some
mountain.
windy boys.
Yes. We climbed the mountain and we got to the top where there was like that giant council place that Yaselm, the druid, had spoken about. And we had to basically prove ourselves by fighting a big, like, Skelly boy, I think it was.
Bone Daddy Giant, yeah.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Giant, a skeleton. Yeah.
And we like cleaned that out really good. We rolled so fucking well. And then they were like, haha, but that's not the worst of it. We were like, well, shit.
Dang it.
And then proceeded me getting my ass whooped because I could see the stinkers. But ultimately, my team had my back. They brought me back to life. And we finished them off. We got access to this dungeon-y place where we got to do my favorite thing, puzzles.
Love them.
Puzzles.
Love them.
Yeah. Yes, we proved ourselves as the giant spirit, the leader, right? And what did we find? We found after some keys and a few little puzzies, there was a
Horn of Blasting.
Horn,
Yes.
Who took that?
and a golden key.
I have it right now.
Oh, okay.
And a golden key.
Yeah, like a giant sized golden key. So that thing is like just like solid gold bars.
24 karat key.
Gob-sized. Oh, yeah.
Using that as a weapon, because why not? Yeah.
You're now Sora.
That's
Congratulations.
fine. 45-minute summoning sequence.
Mickey,
It's
yeah,
cool.
DM, how much bludgeoning damage would a solid gold giant key do?
A
Just asking for a
significant
friend.
amount. A significant amount. And then what happened, though? The very last thing. Do you
Giselle was
remember?
like, oh, great. She's like, thanks for doing this for me. Doing all that work. Great job in there. Now we're going to take that. And here's all my friends who are going to help me. And we're like, yay. And she summoned Beckoned a bunch of wolves to her.
Yay, betrayal.
And
She
some,
was
some
like-
strange comments directed towards one of our party members.
She did.
Called her
She did.
sister.
Sister.
Mhm.
Everyone turns and looks over at Xena. I'm sorry.
What? Exactly. And that is where we are picking up. So last time, under the light of the moon, you had accepted this fighting challenge from all of the ghosts of the giants who used to meet on this hilltop. You had succeeded their trial by combat, headed down into the vault, solved some puzzles to claim your treasure, and now as you are exiting the vault, of course, your good friend Yaselm, who so graciously volunteered to take you out here all the way in the wilderness, seems to have betrayed you. You found that she was waiting for you there, and she had let you know that, wow, she was really hoping that the giants would kill you, that the tomb would kill you. Unfortunately, though, that didn't work, so she's just going to have to kill you directly. And she had called to Xena saying, sister, you are just like me, one of the Frostmaiden's chosen. Join me. And driving back these invaders, it is her will. And with that, you had seen pairs of blue eyes coming out of the darkness as the form of these monstrous wolves had encircled around you. So currently you all are standing now. You had walked out of up the stairs that were underneath this levitating throne. So basically the throne had sealed up. So the tomb is now gone. You cannot get into this tomb. It's just those empty rings, thrones now. All of the ghosts are gone. But it's you all, Yaselm, who is standing there now brandishing her staff, and you see two of these wolves. It's pretty generous to call them wolves. I think anyone who's spent some time in Icewind Dale would understand immediately that these are winter wolves. They are about the size of horses, pure white with electric blue eyes. And the legends about these wolves are that they are extremely intelligent, so much so that they are much more than beasts and much scarier than beasts. So with that, yeah, Yaselm says, it is time. And let's all roll some initiative.
Oh.
Whee! Don't betray me, Xena.
I got a 16.
Gob got a 16 as well.
Ooh.
Dex is 14.
16, surprisingly.
Yeah, quick, old lady.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's the
Okay.
Pilates. I don't know.
So Minnie has a 16 going for Gob. What else?
Inga got an 11.
Inga got an 11.
Dirty 20 for Veronica.
Girl, you so fast.
I got stuff to do.
I'm busy. And then Xena, what did you get?
7.
7. Okay. All right. Cool. And I also have some images for you of these stat blocks here. Let's look at these. Let's show some graphics. Look at these. Look at these
cool.
talent folks. This is Yaselm.
She's pretty.
Yeah, the art of the frost druids is pretty badass. She does not have a little snow ferret.
I was gonna say, I'm like, oh, the snow ferret.
This is the general frost druid, which is a new stat block, and the winter wolf. This is about accurate in terms of size. If
Big
anybody
boy.
was,
All right.
if
That's a
anybody was
horse.
wondering,
Yeah,
That's
but
a
I
horse,
can't
yeah.
have it as a
Ideal.
pet. I'm uninterested.
you
in that
can
existence.
ride it.
Like,
That's how big they are. So, So, and you hear, these things are growling, and you see their breath coming up, in curls of steam in the utter cold, because it is now night. So we are about negative 30 degrees right now, just as a fun reminder for everybody
Casual.
that
Yeah.
Icewind Dale is very fucking cold. So with that, Veronica, in the midst of this betrayal, you are the first one to act.
All right. How far away are they? And are they standing next to each other? Like
So
what?
I would say they probably triangulated with you all. So they are all, and what did we say? The circle last time was like 40 by 40 feet. So
like
you
that.
could get to one of them if you wanted in any direction, but they aren't clustered together.
Well, in that case, I'm just going to run straight at her. First I'll turn back and look at Xena. You better get your life together, otherwise I'm coming for you next. Just
Ooh.
run forward, great axe in hand, and I will swing at her real hard. This elm, not Xena. Right? Just to make that clear. So much betrayal.
Yeah. All right. Go for it. See if you can hit her.
Oh God. What was my yeah, that's a 23.
Okay, so that is certainly going to hit her.
Just like what am I rolling here again? So that'll be 9 damage.
Okay.
9 magical damage.
All right, yeah, you shot better with your sword.
And we're gonna swing again. That'll be 22. And womp womp. That'll be 6 damage.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so you seem to surprise her with your speed as you just run towards her and just start, chopping away. Something she clearly was not expecting. So you have thrown her a little bit off balance. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that'll be it.
Okay. And luckily, you have moved out of the way now to square off with Yaselm, because these winter wolves clearly had a plan coming in from 2 directions. As you see, they open up their jaws, and this cold breath comes spewing out in this cone that buffets you all from both sides. So I'm going to need everybody except for Veronica to make dexterity saving throws. That's 2 dexterity saving throws, folks.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I get a 15 and a natural 1.
I also got a natural 1.
Look at us.
I got a 5 and a 12.
I rolled 2 17s.
I'm so happy I moved. Like, I gotta go.
Okay, so that means that all of you except for... Okay, so the DC was 12. So
Okay,
if you
I failed
saved, you're taking half damage. So let's go ahead and do... we'll do the first one that everybody succeeded on. I'll roll that right now. Okay, so that's going to be 19 points of damage. Yes?
What kind of damage?
Oh, cold damage. Good for you.
What if you're resistant and
Then
you
that's
already
gonna-
got half?
That's going to have the halve.
Halve it.
So,
okay.
So that would be halved to 9 since you all succeeded. And then you, Xena, that would be halved down to 4 damage. Since the cold didn't bother you anyway. So that is that first initial blast that I think some of you get totally surprised as this winter wolf opens up its mouth, spewing out this cone like a dragon at you all. And the second one comes in just as quickly as the first. So this is going to be the one everybody failed except for Xena. So here we go. Ooh, that's 26 points of cold damage.
Oh, my body.
I'm
looking so
unconscious.
good.
You're
Oh,
unconscious.
okay.
Oh, cute. All right, so that's 26 points of cold damage. So once again, for Xena, that's going to have to 13, which is going to have down to 6 cold damage for you.
I
But
really hope
Gotcha.
Xena's on our side because there
'Cause-
goes our other healer.
So all you can see, as just this cold comes over you and Inga drops into the snow, is the burning blue eyes of these things that matches that breath weapon that they expended towards you all. And Minnie, we come to you.
Oof. Okay. I'm going to like waveringly put my hand up on Gob's shoulder.
Oh.
I'm gonna be like, "Shit got real. Time to grow up." And I'm gonna cast Enlarge on him.
Size of a small
Right.
man.
I'm gonna look over towards Inga
5'9".
and then
Yeah.
glance back at Xena and be like, "Young lady, I really hope that the bond we share is real, because if she dies, that's on you."
Everybody's so rude. Everybody giving you Saye snaps right now is what's happening here.
Too true.
Love it. Love it. Okay, is that it for you, Minnie?
I'm gonna kind of like move to the side a little bit so that we're not like 20 feet away, so that we're not all grouped
Clustered.
together. Yeah.
Fair. Okay, so you kind of, back up towards
Yeah.
the outside of the
Boop, boop,
ring
boop.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Gob, we come to you. You are now enlarged.
I'm huge.
Ah.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, that's advantage on strength checks and a D4.
Attacks.
For,
Yeah, D4.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will. Yeah, head towards Yaselm. Seems like probably leader of the wolves, and yeah, I'll scurry my little feet, my big feetsies on over.
Crunch, crunch.
And,
Your medium-sized feetsies.
It sounds like crunch, crunch.
Min's 9. Yeah, and I think I'll launch myself at her and attempt to do a grapple.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, strength against big boy.
Oh yeah.
I got an 18. Not terrible.
All right. So that's athletics.
You have advantage on that.
Yeah, sure enough. That 22.
22, yes. So you are easily, I mean, it looks like she's going to fight you off. She moves very quickly. Her reflexes are honed like an animal, you might say. But you manage to scoop her up, so you have her grappled.
Surprise! And yeah, I will.
Rise, motherfucker.
As my second attack, I will go after her staff arm, and let's see. Since I'm grappled, I have advantage on the attack. And if it hits, I'll do a disarming attack. Let's see. Okay. Does an 18 hit?
Certainly will. She's wearing like animal skins. She doesn't seem to have a lot of armor on.
Excellent. So that's a strength saving throw.
Ew, stop
So
it.
roll some damage.
10.
And that is 11 points of bludgeoning damage, and her staff drops.
Yeah, and she hisses with a sound that is not human as you separate her from her staff, and it rolls and is lost immediately in like the the multi feet of powdered snow that has like gone in this field.
Yeah, as I'm clicking, I say, "Call him off, call him off. Come on."
Never. The maiden has sent me, and I will fulfill her every wish.
Wishes get stitches. Come on.
Come on now. Is that it?
That's my bit, yeah.
Okay. All right, and then Inga, make me a death saving throw, please.
18.
18. Okay. You remain conscious, sort of, in the snow. It's just embarrassing.
I'm just gonna lay here. It's fine. They got this.
This is fine. Damn. Okay. Well. Yeah. All right. So you have Yaselm grappled at this point, and she does not have access to her staff. She can't move to get it. So you feel pretty good about where you have her, and then all of a sudden, it's very strange. Her body starts to shift and change shape as you're trying to hold on to her elongating form now that grows fur, and her face like becomes jaws as you have this like kicking, writhing wolf now, where Yaselm used to be in your grasp here. So she's transformed.
In my first rodeo.
You just don't let go?
Right?
Yeah, I hold on for sure.
No matter what
Portal
happens,
thunder.
just don't let go. Just don't let go.
I never let go, Jack.
I need that star of rodeo gob.
Rodeo
I
gob.
pull the hat out of my bag.
Oh
Free
my
action.
Yeah, and she is continuing to kick and struggle, and it seemed like that was her whole turn to transform. So she's not moving away from you. And then Xena, we come to you, the lady of the hour. What are you doing?
Well, now that Selma's a wolf, I assume she can't speak to me. So I want to use my mind link with her and ask or say, you call me sister. What do you know of sisterhood? Why do you speak to me with such familiarity?
Ooh.
You bear the blessing of the maiden. Our interests align. She keeps you alive. It is your turn to serve her for the gift she gave you at your birth. This is what makes us sisters, our duty.
Can you lead me to my actual sisters?
I do not know of what you speak. But the Frostmaiden is powerful. She can make all things possible.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna cast a prayer of healing on our party.
A nice neutral. Nice neutral position.
Doesn't that take 10 minutes to cast? Or is that the different one? Hold on, I always forget.
I think prayer of healing's the ritual
It does
one.
say 10 minutes, but up to 6 creatures of my choice that I can see within range get hit points.
You definitely don't have 10 minutes to cast that right now, unless you want to be doing that through the whole fight. Around to 6 seconds.
Then can I do another healing thing?
I'm gonna get some whiskey while this is
I
happening.
have cure wounds.
Whiskey while you work.
Yeah, so I mean, you just have to touch somebody for cure wounds. So Inga is down on the ground, so she is right there.
Yeah, we'll go to Inga.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're gonna do some curing.
Bless! Blessed be!
To the cheesemakers.
Oh, what?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You can roll that.
He got 3 hit points back.
What's your
Ooh.
spellcasting
No, you get to add
modifier?
your spellcasting.
Yeah. It's 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Oh, and it's 2.
Plus 2.
Oh.
You got 3 back.
Oh,
Mm.
damn.
Okay, what?
All
You
right.
are alive!
I appreciate it anyway.
You are
Right.
alive!
I
Got a
will
lot to
take
think
it.
about.
I'll do
Okay.
a 2nd level cure wounds next. That was just a 1st level.
All right, well, Inga, you wake up with a face full of snow.
Woo!
Snow.
Well,
And Veronica, we come to you.
so as Isilm is trying or in the midst of transforming and Gob is holding on for dear life, Veronica's gonna get mad. Her eyes will flash, and then you see all of these like runes kind of go all over Isilm's body. And I will cast Hexblade's Curse on her.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That just happens, right? I don't get a save.
Nope, just happens. And as that happens, she will swing up and be like, "Up, you were so busy worrying about God that you forgot about me." And I will do big swing this time.
Big swing.
Big swing. That's an 18 to hit.
Yeah.
So 3, 8, 10, 11. So she takes 21 damage as my axe cleaves down on her shifting body.
That's a good axe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Bright scarlet red blood just rains down upon the crisp white snow, and Yaselm Wolf yelps with the pain of your blow.
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
What the fuck? Don't go into marketing, my God. Jesus
Product
Christ.
placement.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Oh God.
Probably never will be.
No, we burned that. We just
Oh
burned
God,
that
it was
bridge.
awful. And I'll attack again. This one will be for normal, and it's 22.
22. Yes.
Yeah.
Very much hit.
8, 9, 10. She takes 15 points of damage.
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Gob, it kind of feels like you're holding just a punching bag at this point. That
That's
is just
fine.
getting destroyed.
That's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it for me.
Okay. And then the wolves, it is their turn now. So, Yeah,
Eeny,
they're-
meeny, miny.
yeah. Well, they see that their ally is in quite a bit of trouble. So they are going to run very quickly, leap and bound, it seems like, in one jump. They just make it right to where you are, Veronica. And they circle up on either side of you and start snapping from either direction, working together as they use their pack tactics to fuck your shit. Here we go.
On one of them, I'll use my woe, and I will subtract a d6 from one of their attacks.
Okay.
Nice.
Then
Whoa.
let's see.
Whoa.
So one will be one rolled a 17, so without mod. So I'll say that one.
Yeah,
Probably.
we'll subtract 5 from that.
Okay. Okay. So that would be 12 plus 6 to hit, though. Would an 18 hit you?
Yup.
Okay.
I've tried.
You
Thank
did,
you.
did. Okay. So yeah, they strunk. All right. So that is going to be 11 piercing damage as one manages a harsh bite on you, and I need you to make a strength saving throw for me as it rips at you after biting.
All right. That's a natural 20.
Ooh, okay, so
Ooh,
you
girl.
are not dragged to the ground by this like massive weight being thrown down on you. You manage to stay up through the pain, but the other one is coming in fast with.
And it's gonna get a 9 to hit.
No. Okay. So,
Oh yeah.
oh, you guys and your things. Okay. All right.
My
so
team's got my back.
So I have a 9, but it's plus 6 to hit, so 15. So that's definitely not going to hit you.
Nope.
Ah, okay. All right. So this other wolf misses through a turn of fate. It just stepped in just the wrong patch, and like some ice, slid its paw out from under it, so it couldn't get a purchase on you, which is great news for you. And that brings us to Minnie.
Okay. Is there any way that I can align myself to get both wolves with a burning hands?
There would really not be a way to do that with also
Okay.
hitting Veronica.
Sounds good. Then I'm going to do a chromatic orb at 3rd level on one of the
which
wolves.
Okay. What is the unique characteristic about the wolf you pick?
It has big sparkly blue anime eyes.
You're hitting anime wolf?
Malto,
So-
what happened?
Ugh.
All right, let's see if I hit it.
Can't believe you're hitting anime wolf.
That's a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
All right, let me just use this roller because
My
I'm gonna do
anime
fire
wolf.
damage.
Oh, anime snoot.
Oh, okay. I got 20 points of fire damage.
Ooh.
Ah. Okay.
Crispy.
Yeah, and this wolf growls as you singe like this huge, patch of white fur on its back, and it kind of shakes its shoulders, and the snowfall that's been covering it, like you hear that as it's putting out the sizzling of the fire.
Bad dog. Bad dog.
Squirt bottle, but just shoots fire.
Yeah.
We're not dogs. You hear a voice say.
What? You're a wolf. Shut up.
Anime wolf. Anything else for you?
No, that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. And then Gob, we come to you. You directly behind you are the two gigantic creatures squaring off with Veronica right now.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine. Pack leader. So since I'm grappled and I got that good grappling, I get a free D4 of bludgeoning as I do a nice little headbutt. For 4 points of bludgeoning, and then I'm just gonna wail into this here large wolf.
This here wolf.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, and advantage since I'm a grappler. All that good stuff. That's a natural 20 for the first.
Yes.
Good stuff. That is. Let's see. I get the D4 from being a large boy.
Large boy.
He's grown now, leaving the nest.
So that's 20 points for the first attack.
All right.
Oh,
That is more than enough. How do you beat Yaselm to death?
To death.
Oh, she didn't transform back? Or did she already transform? Yeah. Let's see. I would do the headbutt first. And if she's dazed, I'll just try to, maybe step up on the wolf back and then do a people's elbow into and nice crunch.
Yeah, and as you do, you throw your whole weight on it. You feel that your impact in the spine just shatter under your blow, and you see very rapidly her form changes once again, as just the form of this broken human woman now lies in the snow, and with a kind of a final like cough, she's hacking up blood, and she says, I curse you, you will die with a frozen heart.
Veronica?
I've got news for you, honey. It's already there, and you wouldn't be the first.
And you're not sure if she heard you because she's just stopped moving entirely.
I got endorphins going. I don't give two shits.
Right. High five to Gob, who's actually normal people size.
And the winter wolves immediately, as Yaselm dies, you see Veronica. They kind of sniff at the air, and they look at you, Veronica, and look sort of at the rest of the party, and you can tell that they are full fighting force, good to go. And they say, the druid is dead. We have no more quarrel with you. Let us go. And
Thanks
we
for
shall let you go.
coming.
Yeah, get out of
They
here.
speak in perfect common.
They do.
Oh.
Am I
It's
high?
very weird because they don't have lips like normal people, but they open their jaws and words in common that you can hear come out. All of you can hear it.
Princess Mononoke thing going on.
Right.
Yeah,
Look.
Inga would definitely like to address them and be like, are you allied with the Ornal? There we go.
Auril protects our interests from time to time. We find it advantageous to work with the Frostmaiden when it is advantageous. But we are our own creatures at the end of the day.
And she nods. Inga nods very respectfully and will sort of kneel, fold her legs in and kneel down in front of them. That's kind of like a show of we're cool, we're chill. I'm supplicating myself. Just saying,
You should leave here as soon as possible. This is our territory. Our truce extends until dawn.
Cool, we're gonna go. Thanks a lot.
And yeah, with a final kind of huff, these mighty beasts look once again at you all, and then trot off into the snow very quickly, becoming camouflaged by the surrounding, and are gone in the dark night.
The breath was terrible.
It'll be worse.
Minnie turns around to Xena and she's like, "Don't you ever scare an old woman like that again. What is going on, young lady?"
Yeah. You don't look nothing like her. What, are you sisters?
I tried to get a little clarity on what she was referring to, and I have some suspicion, but we are not sisters. We have no pact with one another. I assume she assumed I would find some sort of loyalty with this Arl?
Arl, yeah.
Arl.
Like, it's spelled like aura. Arl.
Mhm.
Oral.
Some sort of loyalty to this Oral for my resistance to this environment, this element, this chill. But I feel no connection with her personally. I just hoped maybe for a second she had some inclination of where my actual sisters were, but it didn't seem that was the case. I'm sorry to have put any sort of doubt in your minds about my loyalty. I don't wish to betray any of you or to conceal anything from you.
I'm keeping my eye on you, regardless.
Well, shit, Veronica.
You don't live as long as I do and not make sure that you watch your back.
Well, I'm sorry that I doubted you, sweetheart. I just, Icewind Dale, it gets to you. You never know. Could be a snowflake coming to fuck you up. It could be your best friend.
I
Tagline
understand.
for the adventure.
Right. It's not Snowflake's gonna fuck you up.
I wouldn't fucking doubt it, guys.
Clearly. Like,
Eyeing every snowflake.
we've been attacked by
suspiciously.
literally the air. It's fine. Like,
Yeah. Well, Xena will turn to Veronica and say, I understand your apprehension to trust me. So I suppose in honor of not concealing anything, I should disclose right now that should we come across anyone who has information about my sisters and my family, I would like to pursue that knowledge and find what's happened to them. I don't wish to hurt any of you in that process, but I need to know where they've gone. But I can understand your position.
Wouldn't for me.
I mean, it's a group decision at this point. Just because I don't necessarily trust you doesn't mean I'm not going to protect you should I need to.
I will always do my best to protect all of you as well.
Thank God, you're the cleric.
Speaking of, a pair of healing.
Yeah.
Hey!
To
Also,
make amends
Just
for
a
the...
just a reminder, negative 30 degrees.
Right. I
We're
was like, we
not
should.
going to
I
last.
love this heartfelt moment, but we should go.
Yeah,
like
and you're on
now.
a windy ass hilltop at this moment.
Can we
too.
go back into the little puzzly area
Oh no,
for a
it has
second?
certainly sealed. This 2,000-pound stone throne is effectively blocking your passageway down.
But with that, I'm gonna give myself a level 3 cure wounds and heal up a little bit to prepare for the rock.
Could I go check out Yoselm's what's left and
Nice.
what's going on?
After you and I pummeled her into the snow.
You see me do the elbow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good job.
I've been practicing.
Yeah, it was really good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
send Jingles to find the staff in the snow.
Yeah. Yeah, you search Yaselm's body, and unfortunately, you find only druidy things. So strings of
Bones and
teeth,
some,
interesting pelts. Yeah, things
these
that
herbs.
are completely unvaluable to anybody except a druid, perhaps.
We'll save them for Inga. It's fine.
Do you think I could fashion some sort of little extra layer of warmth from her skins and stuff like that?
Sure, you can make. I mean, she got a pretty sweet like that cave lion hood thing that she had on. That's pretty sweet.
Not like she has a use for it anymore.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
just right here.
Inga will definitely take all of the components, herbs, and everything. We'll be like, yes, please, and thank you.
Refill all your little pouches. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Yaselm did bring you up here so that you could survey the nearby mountain range and get an idea of where this fortress was. She had kind of indicated the general direction to you on the way up. It is, of course, extremely hard to see now. It is the dead of night. There is no moonlight that shines through, Arl's everlasting rime up here, so you don't have much of a view. But you do also know that the Winter Wolves only promised you would be safe if you left before dawn. So it's kind of up to you. What are you all doing?
I mean,
Well, with my healing prayer, everyone just get back 12
Excellent.
hit
Thank you.
points, please.
Walk for maybe like an hour, and then set up the bubble and get some food, maybe sleep and all that.
Yeah? Is that the plan?
Yeah, just get out of Dodge
Right.
and try to find whatever shelter we can, while also keeping a lookout for signs of like duergar shit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so you kind of just want to walk like an hour in the direction that Yaselm sort of indicated it was in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inga, how many people can you carry respectively?
Probably just one.
Oh wait, we still have our sleigh, don't we?
Yes.
Did we have our sleigh?
That
Yeah.
Ingo was
Yeah.
pulling? Yeah.
Yeah.
Never
My
mind.
sweet ride.
I could pull like 700 pounds, so.
Do we have anything on the sleigh that we need? Because
Just one grandma.
I say everybody pile on to Inga so we can ride out of here in style.
Inga through the snow.
One centaur
Oh,
open
God.
sleigh.
I just want to say how grateful I am for Inga and her strong,
Yeah.
strong body, because goddamn, this is nice.
Wonderful. All right, so you all pile up on the Inga sled,
Yep.
and you can easily. It's much easier going down the hill than it was hiking all the way up here. So you make pretty good time as you make your way to the base of this mountain, and then pick that direction that seemed to indicate. And now down here, it just looks like a network of canyons and walls coated in ice, stretching out in all directions around you. And you can't help but feel very small and very cold and very alone as you look at this inhospitable landscape.
While we are quite literally hoofing it, Inga is going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
Oh wait, no.
Beautiful.
I had a better idea. I was just gonna cast Fly on Inga so that we can just literally reindeer our way to the next destination.
Oh.
You
Right.
can't cast Fly on the sled. I don't think that is going to work, but very cool.
Hanging from her legs.
Right. This sled, no, I was literally gonna say everyone literally just pile on top of Inga.
If you
I was
cast
just like-
levitate
Oh, I'm not
on
that
the
big.
sled, and no, there's
Oh,
no
did-
way. There's
Did
no way.
Jingles find the staff, by the way?
Oh
Is it just a normal staff?
Oh, it was just a normal staff. In the same way, like your wand or your
Okay.
arcane implement,
Yeah.
as opposed to something magical.
Walking stick. Okay.
Yeah. It's a nice stick. It's a great stick. It's got like a cool gnarled bit on top that makes it look like, and it's also petrified wood. So, it's not gonna, if it gets wet, it won't mold. So that's a pretty good
Nice.
stick.
It's super hard to get wood in Icewind Dale,
It
so you
is.
should take it.
You
Yeah.
gotta
That
get
is
that
what I
wood wherever you
hear.
can find it, baby. It's hard. Hard wood.
Oh no.
Okay, so we
All right.
travel for about an hour, and then are we doing the bubble? We making camp?
Yep, there's no signs of chili dog, paw prints, nothing.
Yeah.
Chili dog.
You get the feeling that if the winter wolves didn't want you to find them, you would never find them.
Close enough.
Good for them. Damn.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, I will. If we're stopping for the day, then I will go ahead and do my layman's tiny hut, and I will tell Jingles to keep an ear out for anything weird.
Nice. I was about to do that.
Jingles, listen.
Oh.
If you want this can of tuna, then you better keep your ear out, mister.
The frozen can of tuna.
Frozen.
It's an ice chunk that smells of fish.
Oh, no.
Ooh, appetizing.
He loves that. He loves it.
My God.
Hell yeah. All right. So we all good to take a long rest?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. So the night passes, and you all are pretty safe inside this tiny hut. Every once in a while, you do see shapes moving, of creatures moving through the dark, but they cannot see you. And the snow does pick up quite fiercely. So it seems most of the creatures, they just move along from one destination to the next, which carries you into the slightly brighter light of morning, as that very gray, hazy morning light barely reaches you after the long rest is spent. So it's like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. By this point.
Nice.
Oh,
Who wants trail mix?
oh yes, please. You guys know that tuna.
That's for Jingles. Don't touch me.
Oh, it's so good.
He only takes like one bite.
It's the tuna popsicle, but we gotta make it last. That's
He's
like
just
a
licking
can
it,
of
yeah.
cat food for like the entire trip.
Oh,
Yeah.
luckily he's not real, but
I was gonna say, I'm like, do fey creatures need to eat? Like,
no.
I mean, but they like
They
to,
like it,
right?
yeah.
Who doesn't?
Oh yeah.
right?
Who doesn't want a snack? So
Valid.
yeah, it is morning time. You do have this cavern of caverns all around you, cliffs and mountain passes. So what's the plan for finding this fortress?
I think after breakfast, maybe Gob would, if it's kind of like steep cliff walls, if it looks halfway climbable, he'll get his morning exercise and try to scale one and get a clear view if I can.
Sure. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and make me an athletics check to try and scramble up a big
Oh, yeah.
rock.
Here we go.
Welcome, Raiders. Thanks for all the starlight.
Ooh, sparkly.
Ooh,
Hey.
welcome.
Veronica will watch Gob like attempt to climb up the thing and cast fly on herself and just kind of slowly go up, like elevate past him as he's like clawing furiously at the thing. And I was like, really? Come on. Like, why would you do this the hard way?
Just a little
I'll
Tom
take a
Cruise.
look. Right. Good
I
lord.
got a 24 for a minute.
Okay. I mean, Gob's doing it. This is not an easy thing to do because everything is slippery. You know, there was fresh snowfall. So every once in a while, you have to like brush off the snow to just make sure you have handholds as you're going up there as Veronica zips up past you.
I only weigh 45 pounds, so it's really pretty handy.
So I'm excellent at mountain climbing is what
Right.
that means.
All
So
arms.
let's just say you both can get to the top of whatever this cliff is. There you go.
She's just like floating there, like, hey, welcome.
Hi. Yeah.
What took you so long?
What a queen.
So now that you both are up here, you're kind of surveying the terrain, trying to see what you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, let's make some perception checks and see if you can get any useful information from this vantage point.
Oh, all right. That is a 19 for me.
19.
16.
Okay. Yeah, so both of you, I mean, it is hard to look over just snowy expanses of white. You know, your eyes kind of water as it's all like that crystalline field that just starts to blend together after a while. But luckily you don't have too much sun reflecting in your eyes. So as you're scanning, you know, these canyons and these twisting labyrinths of like mountainous structures, you can see that far in the distance, maybe like a couple of miles away, there's this very sharp, like sheer cliff face that stretches up towards a much larger mountain. And at its base, you see this. It's like just a rectangle of black, which is very weird against all of the white stone. And it seems to be just like a sharp face. So maybe it's constructed, but it certainly looks very different than the rest of the mountainside. Though from this distance, it's hard to say exactly what it is, but it's definitely odd, and it might be a structure.
I think we got it. I think we got something.
Certainly. Those cheekbones look like they can cut glass, so
It's not literally a face. It's a flat plane.
I was just imagining like just this like face
Yeah, it's
like
just a
carved
guy
in the stone,
going,
like
It's
where do we
sad-
go, guys?
Sad Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Veronica, heads up, and I'll try to jump on her back, maybe, and get a float down.
Come on, let's go.
Catch me!
Whee! Oh my God!
Literally like
rocketing
watches
down a
him fall and be
cliff.
like, oh wait, hold on.
So
Oh
I
my
will
God,
say
Jack.
you can catch Gob, and you can make it down safely to the ground to relay this information. So it looks like, yeah, you've only got a couple miles ahead of you.
All right.
Good thing we all have all these muscle babes in our party.
This setting requires muscle babes for sure.
Mhm.
All right. So why don't, as we are going ahead and kind of following that route and direction, does somebody want to give me a survival check to play group leader? Oh, I think you're muted, Sage.
Oh, whoops, I didn't hit the button quite correctly. Absolutely.
All right. Give me that survival as you're leading towards those directions.
18.
Okay. That is pretty good. Yes, Joe?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
My survival is garbage.
You were menacingly holding a dice. I was like, what shit are they going to pull? Okay. So, yeah, Inga, following those directions, you are able to navigate these twisting passageways through the mountain range, able to stay on course even when you do have to take the long way around and moving up and down through this horrible mountain environment. Luckily, the weather seems to be on your side. It's pretty clear with just light snowfall as you are making your way along, and you are able to avoid the worst patches of ice as eventually you do emerge from one of these like canyon walls, and you see a low valley in front of you, and directly opposite from where you enter here, you do see that black sheet of rock from before, and it becomes very clear to you now that it is indeed something that somebody has built. It is just this kind of rectangular facade that stretches far up onto the mountain, and you can just see, these little carved squares of windows or arrow slits in this place. And I mean, this fortress is tall, rectangular, and imposing. I guess I should read you the block. I'm going to read you the block. Beyond the snowy foothills, low-lying clouds obscure the icy peaks of the gargantuan mountains that form the spine of the world. Eventually, you get above the clouds and behold a sheer mountain wall rising more than 100 feet before you. Carved high on the wall are rows of arrow slits with lights burning behind them and clinking sounds issuing from them. A narrow staircase hewn from the rock leads up along one side of the wall. And I think I have a graphic, too.
Ooh.
I love a graphic.
Ooh, I love a graphic. Let me see. Where is it?
Nope, not that one.
Okay. Go away, Winterwolf.
No, they're cute.
There it is. Look
Oh.
at that.
Oh,
Doesn't
yep,
that look
that's
inviting?
imposing.
Look at that.
Let's go home, guys.
I hate
Yeah,
it.
Thanks, I hate it. Like,
So you can see that if you cross this valley, there is that thin staircase that kind of lines the outside edges of it. So you would walk up this spindly staircase to this front of double doors, and it seems like those are certainly the only doors that lead into this fortress from the outside. Anyway, you have the feeling that this structure probably extends far below the ground.
Fantastic.
Oh, this is a
Well-
good point, actually. We should do the giveaway. Yay!
Yeah, open
You
up.
all have made it halfway here.
Get those
We're
dice.
outside this super cool, inviting building. So we are doing a dice giveaway. Joe of RPG Dice has graciously donated a beautiful set of homemade dice. Here they are, folks. Let me show them again. They're the Inflict Wounds set, and they're these beautiful, smoky, black with like red glitter dice. Very good for
Very
slicing hearts. So here are the rules. We are giving you that code word is popping up. You have to enter that in chat, and then you have to stick around to the end of the stream. So in an hour from now at the end, we will be pulling the winner. So you have to be here to claim your prize. If you are not, unfortunately, we will redraw another name. So enter to win these beautiful dice. What is the code word, Sage?
Hashtag betrayed.
Betrayed!
been
Oh
betrayed.
my god. Hashtag
That's the theme.
betrayed.
that's
And
literally the
Nassim's
theme
not
of the
even
night.
here in this
Right.
He's not even here. This is a sick burn for Nassim, who's not here. So enter Betrayed to get these gorgeous beauties and stick around to the end of the episode when we will pull that name. And thank you so much. Also, make sure to check out RPG Dice, dice spelled with a Y, rpgdice.com to see all the other beautiful sets Joe makes. And yeah, follow on Twitter too, at RPG_dice. Right there on the
Perfect.
overlay.
Yeah. Good luck, y'all.
Sick. Okay, let me put those away. So yeah, there's this big ol' fuck you fortress on the side of the mountain right in front of you.
Let's go.
Do
Knock
I
on the
know anything as an archaeologist about like the underground system? Like, is there usually like almost like a little like latch system or something that lets you enter in from like surface to underground secretly, or is it just like it's usually just closed off underneath and you would have to dig like a crazy person?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and make me what kind of role would you like to use? I think any of the intelligence based skills would work, history or
I'll do
nature even.
history.
History? Okay.
Maidens.
Oh, thank you, madam. Okay, that is going to be a 17.
Okay. So I don't think you have too much experience with duergar fortresses and architecture, but I think there are a few basic facts that would come to your mind that would be helpful. So the duergar, they cannot be out in the sunlight. So the way they got here probably wasn't overland. It was probably from below, probably from the Underdark itself, which is the system of caverns that form this whole network and world beneath the surface of the earth. So likely in that fortress somewhere is a pathway in from the Underdark that they came up through and then built their fortress around them. So you are probably not going to be able to find any kind of trapdoor or way down there unless you were somehow in the Underdark and came up. That's how they got in. And that's why also this fortress is going to be super duper defensible. You are pretty much positive that there is going to be absolutely no way into this fortress except for those doors that you see there.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
You said the only windows were like arrow slits?
Yeah, there are arrow slits that are further up. So there's at least 2 levels above ground of this structure for sure, indicated just by the arrow slits here. But none on the ground level.
So if we're ready to start heading up, Inga will cast Warding Wind.
What's that?
So It's pretty neat. I'm so glad you asked. So a strong wind, 20 miles per hour in fact, blows around you in a 10-foot radius and moves with you, remaining centered on you. The wind lasts for the spell's duration, which is 10 minutes. The following effects occur. It deafens you and other creatures in the area, so we won't be able to talk to each other or cast... Yeah, we won't be able to talk to each other. It extinguishes unprotected flames. It hedges out vapor, gas, and fog that can be dispersed by strong wind. The area is difficult terrain for creatures other than me, but attack rolls of ranged weapons have disadvantage. So, immediately Inga will see those arrow slits and be like, "Nope."
I'm
Slow
good.
that
Thanks.
wind chill.
It does sound like it will be very loud and extremely noticeable, though, as the
Yeah, that's
trade-off.
true. If we're trying to be sneaky.
That is true.
If it's
So
loud
either
enough
that-
to deafen all of you, I'm sure it can be heard.
It's
Right.
either that or I cast Pass Without a Trace. Which would you all prefer?
Hmm.
Kind of
I think
an
pass
idea.
without a trace.
So, oh yeah, what size?
And
are
then
those?
you could do that, like if they see us and they start shooting arrows at us anyway, then maybe that one. But we should probably like try to like almost disguise ourselves with snow, like pack it on, and then so that we're not like, I'm not wearing my cute purple coat on the way up the stairs.
Right.
You know?
Are the arrow slits like super high in the structure, or can we like get to one of them?
There is no way you can get to any of the arrow slits without climbing sheer, just steep face, which
Flying. Right?
you might be able to do
No.
with magic, but
This
there's no
bitch can
hand
fly.
Well,
Same, yeah.
how light is it outside? Is it dim?
It is. I will say, in Icewind Dale specifically, it is
Oh
always
my-
going to be
Always
dim. Or
dim.
darkness.
Right.
Well, your girl
but
can fly
Also,
then.
the arrow slits,
Hashtag
y'all,
Xena
are
for
like
president.
in real life, like 3 inches wide,
How long are they?
like a foot.
Cute. Nassim, dear, time to redeem yourself. Come on, let's go.
Yeah,
I have an idea.
That is wrong.
Have an idea.
Fit in that.
The prayer of healing was not enough of redemption
Fold
is
your
a
body
long journey.
into a tiny inch.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I prepared for just such an occasion.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this. Let me go in and see what's going on.
Incredible.
All right.
I'll try to
Reduce you all.
sneak
Would
up a
you
little
like
closer to
backup?
Give me that mind link bit thingy that you did earlier, and we'll go from there.
All right. Mind link. Let
In
me know
stereo.
when you need some assistance.
So yeah, like as we go over to said area where these slits are, if that's okay with you, Lady DM.
Yeah, I mean, there's like one arrow slit that's close-ish to the doors and up. That's probably the closest one, if that's where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I will get up to that slit, literally look at everyone, be like, I'll see you in a moment. And I will cast gaseous form and just explode into, an icy mist.
Cool.
Oh
Just
shit!
right.
Is she dead?
Holy shit, she's dead.
It's
She's
literally
dead.
icy mist and glitter, like, oh.
Well,
Whoa.
Cool. All right. Yeah, so you float upwards until you are level with this arrow slit here. And what you see, the room beyond... So I will say some general features of the fortress. There are no light sources. Very much like that bunker you were in before. Duergar do not need light to see, so everything is dark. You can also immediately tell that there's like a smoky haze that kind of fills the air of this room. So Veronica, as you're looking in, it's like that if you had eyes, they would be watering from the smoke. That seems to be just permeating this place, which is sort of odd. It's also very warm. immediately. As you are getting up to this door, you're actually intermingling with like the heat that is coming off of these windows here as it contacts the frigid air. So something in this building is like a massive heat source. And the room specifically that you see, this room is heated and illuminated by braziers of glowing hot coals. Visible on the west wall are an arrow slit, an iron lever, and a heavy iron winch. A floor-to-ceiling iron cage in the middle of the room contains an elevator shaft with chains running up and down away from it. The chains are in constant motion, and you hear loud mechanical noises higher up the shaft and further down as well. A double door is embedded in the middle of the east wall. Air enters the room through a row of arrow slits in the south wall, which are one of the arrow slits that you are currently looking into.
Right.
There doesn't seem to be anyone in this room.
I will, like, I guess, mist my way into the actual room itself. Are there any, or I guess, is this room connected to, like, the main door, or is there a main door, leading to the outside?
So you can see that on that western wall, there is another arrow slit that looks down like directly onto those main sets of doors. And it's right by where that winch, that lever in the wall is.
Ooh.
So you think this actually might be the way to open those gates. I will say also, I don't think the stat block mentioned it, but there is a hallway that leads to the north from here, as well as those double doors on the eastern side.
Gotcha. I will relay this information to Xena and say, there's probably a way for you guys to get in, but this is going to make a lot of noise and probably draw a lot of attention as I do it. So you guys are going to have to move really quickly.
I will relay the message, and I tell the group that we need to be ready to head in.
Okay. And then, Veronica, what is your passive perception, just out of curiosity?
13.
Okay. I think as you're relaying this and, kind of getting the lay of the land, you notice there's a sound. It sounds like footsteps moving down that northern passageway out of the room, like somebody just ran past you, but you don't see anyone.
I will relay that information like, oh, we're not alone in here either, so be careful.
I assume you'd probably mention how much visibility there is inside.
Yes.
Yeah. So is it dark, or is just like misty and like kind of obscured?
Dark. It is totally dark and also filled with haze.
Oh, okay. Who doesn't have dark vision? Because I'd like to give everyone.
Minerva.
I can cast it on myself, but I don't innately.
Okay.
I'm just a normal human lady.
I'm just a human lady.
Have my reading glasses.
Well, I can use it as like action without that renews with every long rest, so that without taking up a spell slot, and I can give 3 of you dark vision for up to 300 feet. So whoever
300 feet? Good God! Like,
hit
pretty damn good.
up.
Right, girl.
So raise your
up.
hand.
Right.
Who wants it?
Me.
Right.
Xena for president.
You get dark vision.
You get dark vision.
You get dark vision.
Cool.
Love it. 300
ready.
fucking feet. Jesus.
That's
Okay.
so ridiculous.
All right, and then I will cast Pass Without a Trace on with us, because if there be people creeping, they don't need to know we're here.
They'd be straight creeping. Okay.
So much creeping.
So you all like touch each other a whole bunch and cast these spells. And then
Huddle up.
What do we
Everybody's
Really
getting
close.
hands.
and
Catch
then
these hands.
you all want to make your way up to those doors. Sneaky
we'll be
snack.
Yeah, right before we get there, I'm gonna cast See Invisibility on myself. Since we
Neat.
know there's sneakies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think God would take a moment, take off Balto Thunder's harness. Say, go on, boy. Be free.
Woof.
We can't do
What?
I've done that.
Oh,
Can't just say we
Aw.
don't want you.
And Balto will
You're
put.
old yellering.
Oh no!
Right. I was like, leave him there. He'll be fine. Like,
Balto will place his long snoot against your forehead.
I don't have any tuna for you, boy.
And
Oh,
then
no.
moves
No.
to sit at the bottom of the staircase and tucks around into a snowbank and just seems to be waiting there.
He's gonna be like that dog in Futurama who just waits till he dies.
Right.
No.
Like, no.
Oh, my feelings.
What a good boy.
Oh,
Ashley Papa, don't forget about you.
don't forget about this dog. What?
It's gonna be written in the notes, like Balto Thunder in caps.
Yeah, Balto Thunder? Question mark? What happened?
Other outside Icewind Dale Nasty is gonna murder him. I don't trust this place.
That's fair.
He'll be
That's
okay.
Safer with us.
fair.
King of the Ice Wolves.
Okay, so you all are creeping up to the dorm. Why don't you all go ahead and give me some stealth checks? Except for you,
Get
Veronica.
plus 10.
Because I'm just some
You're
glittery
already up
mist right
there.
now.
Oh,
Right?
good, because I got a 19.
Ooh,
Oh, it's good.
Well, I got a natural.
Not really,
one.
with Pass Without a Trace.
Nat
something is
one,
real
plus
bad
two.
with my rolls tonight. I got a
Oh, no.
6.
Oh,
Oh,
At
boy.
10.
16.
At 10.
13 altogether for.
Oh my god, what is wrong with
ugly?
us?
I'm ugly crying. So.
An unnatural 20.
Okay, so half of you are pretty loud as you're making your way up to the doors here, but nobody seems to. You don't. No arrows come flying your way. Nobody yells at you. So Veronica, from your vantage point here, you can watch your party. They reach these doors.
me as a gas cloud that's just what? Okay.
Dracula's gassy show.
Right. It just halfway forms into me, and I'm just why?
Rug.
Whatever.
So with my Arcana knowledge, I just feel like, Veronica, don't forget how long it takes to not be a fart.
Oh no. That's true. Yeah.
Really fine.
Goodness. All right. Well,
I
With-
rolled to see if I would know this. I got a 17 on that. I was like, okay.
all right.
She would know.
That's fine. So yeah, as everyone makes their way up into the ready area, I will reform and pull the lever.
Ah, and
Pull the lever, Crunk.
and as you do, you see the doors at the bottom start to open the more you pull down. Veronica, you can't hear the doors because it's already very loud in this room because that elevator behind you with the chains that are just moving up and down. And once again, all of you had heard as you were approaching the fortress the clanging of something very large and metal moving somewhere in this fortress. This is not a quiet place by any means. So as you all are down there and the doors are open, they swing open and there is the metallic churning of great chains that are being pulled. But it's really not as loud or jarring as you think it would be with all the other noises that are coming from far in this citadel. And you all see, as the doors open, beyond the portcullis is an empty room with a narrow opening at the far end and an arrow slit in the western wall. And you are standing on the outside of this room. So opposite from you is another set of doors, and in this hallway there is a arrow hole on the western wall.
And I'm just scanning about as no matter where we go for any invisible things. Up to 300 feet. Thank you, Xena.
You don't see anything invisible in this room.
Cool. Coast is clear.
Yeah,
Can I-
Inga will lead the way, I guess.
Yeah.
Still be quiet though, because I'm gonna do the same.
Nice. What's the haze in here? Does it have a smell to it?
It's smoke, you think.
Ah,
So it
smoke.
does. It's a heavy smoke that's generated from, I guess, whatever this heat source must be. But yeah, it's acrid. It sucks. You get the feeling that if you spend too much time here, it'll be bad for your health.
Smoking kills. That's
Get
what
the
it
lung
is.
cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
Veronica will roll a stealth check of her own, 14,
Okay.
just to
Yeah.
keep herself out of sight.
Yeah, you mean you kind of tuck into a corner of the room. You haven't heard anything else, and nobody has come in or out of this room. It was just that retreating set of footsteps has been the only thing you've heard. You're pretty sure you're alone in this room.
Is there a way to see down to them?
No, so once they move inside, you lose all visibility from them. The arrow slit only looked down outside,
Gotcha.
and now the arrow slit they're passing by is in another room
Gotcha.
inside. So
Well, Xena's not here, but I'd relay that back to her. Be like, can't see you anymore, but I'm gonna come find you.
Okay. Which
Inga,
is
would
Mhm.
would it be possible to like look up into the arrow slit that's looking into this room?
Yeah, for sure. It's like eye level.
Okay.
So
Okay, cool. Then yeah, she'll take a peek.
okay. And as you do so, let me just double check. You know dungeons. We gotta just really get the room right here. So as you do so, Inga, you come face to face with a pair of like black eyes that were just on the other side of this, as you see the face of a duergar woman who was standing here watching for people to come in. And as you look at her and she looks at you, she inhales really deeply and then says, "Two arms! Two arms!" In, I don't know if you speak Undercommon, but it's a very alarming gesture as she calls for help, and you see and hear the clanging of boots and armor and reaction as clearly whatever room she's in has other soldiers in it.
So the only entrance further into this area is like double doors that are closed currently.
Yeah, directly in front of you.
I
And
wonder
you
if I could
hear-
hold them.
Just going forward, by the way, I do speak Undercommon because my husband was a Smurf Neblin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Aw.
Cute. Okay. Then you know they are yelling. She is yelling to arms. And you hear that, yeah, there are definitely duergar that are moving in that room beyond. And they seem to be running somewhere else. So what are you all doing? You all are now in this tiny, honestly, it's like a little murder room right now. So you could go back, you could go through those doors, or you could stay here.
In the murder room?
In the
That's
murder
not my
room.
option.
That was me trying to help you.
Let's go through these doors.
Yeah.
Okay. So you move through these doors, and very quickly you see that you are now in a long hallway that runs from west to east. You are kind of standing at the bottom of like a T-junction. And you see to the west, there are a set of double doors that have been flung open, and you can see that a bunch of duergar are piling out here. It looks like about 9 of them all together, and they are dressed with weapons, with armor, moving through towards you down this hallway.
So if they're coming from the left, do we want to go off to the right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Just gonna Scooby-Doo chase.
there's a series of doors and we'll lose a door.
If you want to catch Vincent up, I'm gonna refill my drink real quick while you all plan. What's happening?
Oh no,
Yes.
what's going on?
Inga peeked
I
through
found the alarm system.
Oh no.
Yeah.
In the form of a lady.
Broken
A
loose.
lady was looking at me, and we were looking at each other, and she started yelling.
Yeah.
So much for stealth.
Decided to push out of the little murder hole that we were all stationed into a big long hallway that splits off. Was it a T-joint? Yeah. And 9 duergar coming out of one side, all battle ready, and we're gonna hang a Louis, I think.
9? Jesus. Okay.
9.
9. 9, 9, 9.
Yikers.
Well,
I mean, as much as I hate being in front, the one AoE spell I have is Burning Hands. Could
We have a
wait
plan?
and burn them. I also
I
have...
can cast a moonbeam in the. How wide is this hallway? Probably wider than the moonbeam, but I can cast a moonbeam in the middle of the hallway to hurt
slow
them as they
down,
try to
probably.
chase us.
Even if
I mean,
it,
if we want to make a stand now, I feel like it's as good as time as any while we're all still fresh with spell slots and hit points and
Yeah.
everything.
and I have a
Mm.
feeling they're gonna catch us very quickly. So.
Right.
Could
I
have
mean, yeah, it might
reinforcements
be-
before too
Yeah, it
long.
might be a snowball effect. If the more we keep moving through this place, the more alarms that are going to get raised and the more people are going to come to find
No aggroing.
I mean, this
Uh,
place is big enough that there's probably at least 100 duergar around, and
Oh, it's
we're
bad.
good, but we're not that good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got the two
Let's,
fists.
Turn off the alarm with our fists.
We could. Is anyone feeling charismatic?
Never.
I'm always
I have a
charismatic,
minus
but
one.
Diplomatic. Yeah,
I'm
I-
a bit
I also-
they're
charismatic.
duergar. They're going to attack us no matter what.
non-boy from.
Inga is just more used
the
to being
North.
around animals, and Minnie is just a bookworm bitch. Oh God.
What were you going to say, Nassim?
Oh, I said it. What did I? Well, I don't think I had anything else.
Oh, okay.
Oh, pupper.
Okay. Yeah. So Veronica, you would hear all of this commotion that is happening through that north end of the room. So it sounds like right around the corner, your friends have come in, and you can hear a bunch of duergar filtering into this hallway while you all are standing there. And Minnie, I think in all of this chaos, as you all are kind of Scooby-Doo, looking to the west, you see all these duergar pouring out of this room. Looking to the east, you see this long hallway here, and you catch sight of somebody invisible standing in the hallway. It is a duergar man. He is dressed like the other ones, but he seems to be looking directly at you and is making like a beckoning gesture, like, come here quickly, like, follow me towards
Can
you.
I roll an insight check
Yeah.
to see?
The
Sorry.
hallway we're heading down.
So on the eastern side. Right now, basically, you are looking at a dead wall, and you can turn to the left, or you can turn to the right. To the left, there are 9 duergar coming for you. To the right, there is this invisible duergar who is like, run this way.
Sickening. I got an 18.
Okay.
Thickening, get out.
Um, It's hard to say because you're not he's not talking to you. You're not really sure what's going on, but it does seem like a come with me if you want to live sort of gesture.
As long as
Get
he's not
to the
twirling his
chopper.
mustache, going.
Yeah. No, I mean, he looks the same as all the other duergar, though, so it's like
Sure. Yeah, Minnie is just going to charge ahead and be like, "Follow me!
Okay.
Follow me. We're being stealthy." Okay.
I don't think we're being
there's
stealthy.
no
Not
stealthy
anymore,
anymore.
no.
Like, these duergar from the west clearly see you and are pursuing you down this hallway.
Yeah. She's
Um,
like, I have an idea, but it might be bad, so still be ready for a fight.
just
Go-
be
Yeah.
ready.
Veronica, well, you said Veronica heard like the commotion from the north doors, so she'll walk up to them and just like throw them open and just kind of look.
Oh yeah, and you see your party is running like right past you as you open the door.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Come on.
Ah, duergar running.
Come on, we're going.
All right. So
Okay.
yeah, you continue running down, and you are following this duergar, Minnie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you continue running down this eastern hallway. You pass by an intersection where you could go north, and whatever north there is concealed by a set of double doors. But you keep running, and you come to another of these intersections where there's another set of double doors on the north, and then a big like portcullis on the southern side. And the invisible duergar throws open the doors on the north side and kind of like runs for you all to get in to this room.
Going.
Running through.
Okay.
What was that?
All right. You do it. You like run into this room, and what you see in front of you here, you see 3 braziers heaped with glowing hot coals illuminate and heat this long hall. At the eastern end is a hexagonal stone table surrounded by 6 stone chairs. Seated in the chair facing the door is a haggard old duergar with long black hair streaked with ribbons of white and fingernails like shards of iron. She is devouring a hearty buffet of cooked meats, mushrooms, and strange underdark fare. Lurking next to her is a small mechanical dragon made out of a shiny black substance. Hunched over a hot stove in the west side of the room are 3 duergar cooks. At the sight of you, they drop their utensils and reach for their weapons, but the old duergar says something in Dwarvish that keeps them at bay. And so as you all run into this room, this old lady sitting at the table here, she looks up at all of you and kind of like tears off another haunch of meat and kind of regards you all from the table as this happens. And this all, again, like a bunch of these duergar have caught up from you behind. So right now you are between a bunch of these duergar in the hall, her, this room. The cooks are freaking out. And everybody kind of pauses. And this woman is like, now, all of you tell me very clearly why you are chasing my honored guests, she says to the 9 duergar who have chased you into this room here. And they all kind of pause and don't seem to know what to do with that. It's good you finally arrived. You all are quite late, she says, and stares down each of the 5 of you.
Oh, yeah. Apologies.
Yeah, Veronica will immediately go into diplomatic mode and be like, I'm so sorry. There were so many things that held us up. We had a little bit of tension with the group. There were just a lot going on. I'd be happy to explain it to you why we were late in the first place.
Yes, do come in. I had to start without you. I was very hungry, but take your seats. And I'm sorry, did I not make myself clear that these are my guests? She says to the 9 duergar out in the hall, and they're like, oh, no, Grandolpha, we simply did not realize it. We were not alerted. I do not have to alert you to my business. I am the Grandolpha. And they say, oh, yes, well, if that's all, yes, that will be all. Then we will resume our post. You better. And these 9 give you all real nasty looks before kind of making a hesitant U-turn back towards the end of the hall.
Veronica will blow them all a kiss, but then like Xena hears in her mind, I'm panicking. Everyone should be panicking. Like,
I think Gob's already seated at the table. He's pulling up a
right.
plate.
Gob's just like, sorry, nah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Xena replies in your head like, maybe she should be telling her subordinates what the fuck her plans are, because we have been nothing but held up by her goddamn duergar.
No one's mad about it, but we've got it. It's fine.
And with that, the invisible duergar, who has kind of remained in the hallway, steps forward and then rapidly becomes visible and sort of nods at this woman who has declared herself to be Grandolpha. And she says, that will be all. And they step outside and close the double doors behind you all. And they seem to be guarding the outside doors here. And these poor cooks in the corner are just watching this, like, with a ladle, like, and she's like, please, my offer was a good one. You may join me and explain what it is exactly you are doing here in a duergar fortress.
You're too kind.
Sorry, Minnie, how did you know to come here?
Oh, I just followed my gut, and I followed that guy. I didn't know what the fuck to do.
He is one of the loyal to me amongst Zardarok's men. He's made him quite a useful fellow. Pay him no mind. He shall guard the door.
He deserves a raise. Swift guy you got there.
Yes, well, he was there when your friend turned into a cloud of gas and got into the room. I'm not a fool. After
Right
all.
on tight ship, Grandolpha. It's really good, by the way.
Yes.
Is this title ringing any bells to me?
Why don't you make a history check? Nature check.
Sure.
Oh,
If I check?
Gob would probably know. This is so this is like a duergar matriarch, like a leader of the family, sort of thing. So Grandolpha is a very grand position. This is a woman of power we're dealing with here.
Like a
Thanks, I like it.
dwarvish grandma.
Yeah, exactly.
Power
like
grandma.
like respected grandmother.
Oh, grandma. Yeah.
Nobody messes with grandma.
But it's also more than that because she has like probably a lot of money and a lot of political influence comes with that title in Duergar society. And she again says, "So, what are a group of adventurers doing so far out here in the mountains? How did you find this fortress? Come on. I've helped you out. I think I deserve some answers."
Veronica will sit down across from her. Well, we saw it from the air after being betrayed by one of our guides. We've come to ask a few questions, if that's all right.
Well, I have nothing to hide. It's not my fortress. What are you here hoping to find? It must be quite important to risk your lives like this.
We wouldn't be here otherwise. There have been some other Duergar that have popped up here and there, stealing from the peoples who live here, throwing curses about, in possession of some magical gems of a malicious nature, you could say.
Shardalin. And she indicates again this little dragon, this animated pseudo-dragon that is completely made out of this black substance. And it is moving and like eating its own food and playing. It seems to be completely formed out of black ice.
Can it do tricks?
Yes. Zardarok made it to impress me. It's sort of annoying, actually, but well, yes, that would be Zardarok's attempts. He does have plans to take over Icewind Dale. It's what he's been up to.
If I may, why? It's not like this place is rich with resources or anything of merit, save a lot of things that will try to kill your men or his men or any of the men or women that decide to go out and traverse these lands.
I agree with you on that front. I think it is quite a fool's errand, but Zardarok has gotten it into his head that his patron has sent him this vision to come here, and he wishes to establish this society above ground. That's one of the reasons he invited me here, to attempt to bring my burgeoning ale business to this new surface kingdom he has plans for. I think the whole idea is quite ridiculous, but he is obsessed, would be a kind word for it. I am simply in a position now where I am biding my time, sort of waiting to see where the chips fall, but, you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if Zardarok was stopped and his plans were ended and everything he has brought here were to fall to someone who would use it more responsibly. That certainly wouldn't be a shame, she says and looks at you very directly.
I mean, as much as he wants a kingdom up here, and I know for a fact that your people aren't a big fan of the sun, so it necessarily makes sense. It's only going to get colder and more desolate. And at some point, the people who live here are either going to move or die off. So what's a kingdom of nothingness to anyone, realistically?
I agree with you, my dear, in every aspect. I have no influence over Zardarok and his foolish plans, which is why I'm saying once again, it wouldn't be the worst if some brave, foolhardy adventurers were to perhaps make their way down to the forge and slay him, perhaps?
Oh. Well, this group of adventurers might be up to the task.
You know, I suspected that when I invited you here to dine with me.
Let's see. Yeah, well, very gracious. Could I try some of your ale?
Oh, yes, absolutely. The Musgart ale line is my pride and joy. And she waves her hands, and one of the cooks brings over this porcelain vessel that just has this malty stench coming out of it, like
It stings the eyes. It's
oh
good.
yeah. This is
Stings the
mushroom
eyes.
ale, Underdark mushroom ale. And as it is poured in your cup, it slops into your cup, and it is thick and viscous and gray. Are you
14%?
drinking it?
Oh yeah, big time.
Oh, so it's a stout.
It's a Guinness, realistically, like
Go ahead
duergar
and,
version of Guinness.
Yeah, make me a Constitution saving throw, Gob.
Oh, baby.
Sweet lord.
Gotta see
Anyone can do it,
over
it's Gob.
here. 18 plus 5, 23.
Anyone can do it. It's Gob.
Yeah, it's probably your dwarven heritage that allows you to choke down this disgusting, potent brew. That is certainly must be an acquired taste for the duergar, but it is strong. Your vision kind of swims as you try it, and she's like, "It's good stuff, yeah."
Veronica will look over at Gob. Sweetie, we might have to do battle, so control yourself.
Yeah, I'll wipe my face with my beard and
Put some
Wipe
hair
your
on
face
your
with
beard.
your beard.
I'll eat my beard.
what?
No, it's fine. It's a dwarvish napkin. It's fine.
But anyway, if
Madam.
there is anything this Grandolpha can do to perhaps assist you in the attempt, it might be interesting for me to do so.
Knowledge is power, my dear. The more we know about him, the easier it'll probably be to dispatch him.
Well, in that case, you can probably find him in the forge below. It is the base level of this. That is where he has been making his Shardalin dragon, preparing it to attack 10 towns. So,
Veronica will do like that whole like
Yikes.
meme of like half blink of like, I'm sorry, Shardalin dragon.
oh yes, that is why he has been collecting the stuff. He has been making this monstrosity. If you haven't noticed the heat and the haze, this place is a massive forge. And I do believe the dragon is very close to being done, so if you care about those nasty little towns in Icewind Dale, you might want to move quickly.
Essentially, our death will like we're remembering back to his like threat or the threat of the duergar that we captured. Like your death will come on wings of black.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that makes a
Sunblight.
lot of sense all of a sudden.
I was like, oh, I literally was looking at my notes. I'm like, oh, got it. Yeah.
I believe the war room, which is just down the hall, you might be able to find more about the information there. I know Zardarok has maps and such, if that is something you're interested in.
Make an insight check on all of this because this seems a little sus.
Choice, yeah.
Sure.
Super sus.
Yeah,
I'll do the same.
I want to know. I just want to ask, for future reference, we were not aware that we were invited per se. How might we look out for future invitations on our travels?
Well, I didn't know you were coming, but when I heard that there were 5 adventurers approaching the fortress, I thought it might be more interesting to talk to you myself instead of just having you die. You were an opportunity, nothing more, my dear. I don't want to give you the impression that we're friends or I'm on your side. This is simply an arrangement of convenience for the moment. I hope that is clear to you. I have no love for you surface dwellers. I am a duergar after all.
But of course, madam.
What was your insight check?
17.
Okay. The Grandolpha seems to be really on the level with you. You also get the sense that she feels completely confident that if you were to betray her or go against her in any way, that she has more than enough power to take care of you. So she is completely confident in her position, and you are It's like she's doing a favor to you. This whole conversation, you're getting that very clearly from her.
As she talks about the map, or the maps and the information, I'll look over. Inga, Minnie, do you want to go and check out that information? Inga, you'd be the best with the maps. Minnie, you'd probably be the best with the information, so that we know what we're getting ourselves into. Because fighting a dragon, even if it's made out of crystal, is probably going to be a difficult task to do.
Oh, it will be much worse than a standard dragon, I can assure you of that. If there's one thing the duergar are good at, it's putting together things that are quite terrifying.
Gestures to the whole building. You don't say!
Yes.
So, Granny, if we take care of this guy and take care of your problem, do we have your word that we can walk on out of here?
I would absolutely be willing to let you leave, particularly if you took care of Zardarok. But
Alive?
I do have to be quite firm, our alliance would end there. Though I can promise you, I have no interest in taking over Icewind Dale. I am interested in taking over Zardarok's wealth and bringing it back to the Underdark and more sane regions.
I don't understand why you don't take care of Zardarok yourself.
It is incredibly dangerous. It would be foolhardy for me to do so. After all, you quite possibly will die facing him. So why would I do it myself when I can have you do it for me?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you want to have backup waiting and helping us so that it's definitely done? That's a lot of money for you to miss out on in case we fail.
Many of Zardarok's personal staff, let's say, have come to see my point of view. So if it does become precarious, you will have assistance in those final moments. But if it's a lost cause, I don't wish to lose my position. Right now, Zardarok thinks that I'm here as a friend, and that could be true.
Well, if we go to Forge and attempt to slay Zardarok, don't you immediately become first suspect in trying?
No, the man is in love with me.
Oh.
That's why he gave me this stupid dragon. He's hoping a present, I suppose. He's looking for a fourth wife. That's all the gossip of the Underdark.
Fourth wife.
Honey,
Yeah.
I'll take him out for you just for that aspect. Ugh.
Yes, he was a powerful man once, but this visitation he's had from Deep Dura, he simply lost his mind in pursuit of it, to be quite honest. A highly unattractive quality when a man of power loses themselves to delusions.
Good. You can do much better than this crazy old coot.
Oh, I know.
Ain't just whistling Dixie.
If he dies, does his wealth not go to his other 3 wives before you?
Oh, they are
Especially
all
considering
quite
you're
dead.
not. Oh, I see.
You don't know much about duergar culture, do you?
No, hooves don't fare well in caverns, usually.
Stay up here, darling. It's a hard world down below the war surface.
It's a dark world down below the world surface.
Indeed.
Everywhere is hard. It's just different challenges.
She laughs at that and swigs back a full mug of this nasty alcoholic wine.
So is there a secret code word or something that we can say to make the goons switch over to our side?
No, they will be watching. I can tell you that the men guarding the elevator are in my pocket. So when you do arrive down there, you shall not be impeded on your way into the forge. Beyond that, I cannot make any promises. Though I have had my man spread the word that you are here and not to be interfered with. So anyone who does attack you is loyal to Zardarok. And I should also mention that Zardarok has been collecting creatures from the Underdark. Part of his campaign, once the dragon goes through and destroys all of 10 towns and structure, then he'll unleash his monsters just to really secure things. So you might run into a couple of nasty beasties down there. But nothing, of course, you all can't handle.
Got like worms and stuff.
Uh,
Yeah.
Sure.
Veronica will pat Gob's head like, no. But, continue to have that outlook because,
Once you make it clear that you are going to kill Zardarok, I suspect that many more of the duergar, still clinging onto those last vestiges of loyalty, would be much more interested in jumping to my side. So once the snake's head is cut, your way should be relatively clear.
even a snake head cut off still has the ability to bite, my dear.
Then be careful.
I always am.
Perhaps we should go to this war room and discuss strategy and see what we can learn.
It is just down the hall, if you turn right out of here, directly across from where you got in trouble, in fact. But I will remain here. I do enjoy a long lunch, and I think it might be wise to stay clear of the forge while you do whatever it is you plan to do.
One final question before we make our way out of here. Is there any way to interrupt the forge? You say that his dragon is almost complete. Is there a way for us to muddle the mixture so that way he can't activate it, bring it to life in the midst of the battle?
Well, the forge itself is quite an ingenious creation. It is fueled by the heart of a red dragon. That is how we get so much heat and power to make a magical construct of this size. If you were to damage the heart, you could shut down the forge. But you didn't hear that from me.
I sure didn't, but I will definitely take that to heart. Thank you so much, madam.
Grandolpha, you've been great. Thank you so much. I'll put a little bit more food onto a plate.
You've been so good. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
all
Oh
of
my
your
God,
information.
goodie bag.
Like,
Drizzle on top. Yeah.
Minnie does the grandma thing and just takes a napkin and puts some of the biscuits in there and puts them in her purse.
Oh, yeah.
Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yeah, she
yes.
waves her hand like she doesn't care. There's plenty more where that came from. So, yes, would you all like to go down the hall to this war room you've heard so much about?
Very much
Oh,
so,
yeah.
yes.
Okay. And so you do. And the duergar who ushered you into this room before is standing outside the door and kind of nods to you all as you open the door and can move past him. And he closes the door behind you, still standing guard outside of this dining room. And you can make your way down the hall here towards the doors indicated by Grandolpha. And as you open up this set of double doors, you see this rectangular room has two sets of doors, one to the north and the other to the south, which you're stepping through. A brazier of glowing hot coals stands in each corner. In the middle of the room is a low stone table, on top of which is an illustration that looks like an exquisite map.
A map of what?
Take a
Don't
peek.
do
You
that.
want to get
Map.
closer and look at it?
Oh yeah, maps are my
Mhm.
thing.
Okay.
Right?
So you see a perfectly rendered map of Icewind Dale that has each of 10 towns very clearly marked on it. You can also see that at one corner of the map, there's like a little stand that kind of moves underneath the table here, and there are like levers by it. And on the stand is a tiny depiction of a dragon that seems to be carved from black ice here. And you see that there's tracks that have been laid into the table.
Oi? What?
fucks with it.
I'm gonna go like take a look at it and see if it's also like a little pseudo dragon looking thing like she had that's alive and reporting.
Yeah, so you can poke the figure and you're like, okay, this is just a figure. It's basically like one of those big dragon minis that you've seen that's been like attached to a stand here. So you start fucking with the levers and buttons.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And as you do, you finally press one and you hear like a mechanical whir that comes from the table, and you watch as the dragon flies in this very specific route in between the 10 towns before circling back to the fortress.
Oh, his path of destruction is laid bare. Groundbreaking.
First place.
We have a map of Icewind Dale, right?
Yeah, definitely. So you can pull that out here if you want. And yeah, you can see, you can pull the lever once again, and the dragon figurine flies over 10 towns on this preset course, and you can tell it is definitely mapping the same path. So you watch it go first down from the mountains towards Dugan's Hole, which is the
Of
smallest
course.
town.
Destroy that hole.
Destroy that hole.
God.
Somebody's got to.
Somebody's got to do it. Here,
That
let me.
poor hole brutalized.
Let me.
Oh,
I'm gonna
it's still
flip.
warm. It's fine.
And what? Okay. Yeah, so you see that the dragon travels from Sunblight Citadel to Dugan's Hole, and then it goes up northeast towards Goodmead, and then shoots east towards East Haven, up to Cardanival, northeast to Caerkonig, then to Tourmaline in the west, up to Lonelywood in the northwest, down to Bremen, then to Targos, then to Brynshander, and back to Sunblight. And you see the dragon stops in each of the 10 towns as it goes. And if this flight path is accurate, this dragon has been programmed to destroy every single town in Icewind Dale. And no matter how many times you replay it, you see the same horrible track repeated over and over again.
Again, I don't understand. What is the premise of it? To be king of a barren tundra. Great. If
Well, they
anything,
live for a long time. They can rebuild.
but even rebuilding, it's not like it's not going to get any warmer here. So,
It's bad news. We gotta bust this thing up.
delusions of grandeur are always bad news, my dear Gob.
And as you all kind of
boy.
stand there, I think discussing this and watching this destructive pattern, the floor shakes beneath you, and this grinding sound comes far below in the fortress as something large, something mechanical is clearly moving. And now with the context you have, you know that somewhere below your feet there is a dragon formed of black ice that is stirring.
Balls.
And that's where we're gonna end for today.
Ah!
I like that.
That
like
session was
that.
so good.
I know. Oh my god. That was like a trap. We just pressed that button so many times. That
You
finished
just
being
spammed
built.
it, and now it's a rig.
A
You
charm
did
spell?
this.
Now it's done.
You did this. It's done. Wow.
man.
Thank you, everybody, so much for being here, for hanging out for our 6th episode. This is just the halfway point, gang. We jump off the deep end from here.
Oh,
So
you froze.
before we do...
Oh no!
And Joe, there goes their internet.
Right?
Oh, no. What,
Oh,
is it?
no.
Are we
Oh,
dead?
you're back.
Are we back?
You're back. You're back. You guys both left for a second.
Right. It
The-
was just like, oh
The
well.
stream is buffering, it looks like.
Oh,
Let me
okay,
see
we're
if I can
buffering.
refresh.
Nope. It's still buffering. Yeah.
Oh, no. It was too intense. Are we back now? Oh, we're buffering.
Clearly, Twitch was not ready
Okay,
for all,
that's
any of
good, yeah.
this. Like,
Oh, no. I broke it. I
Alright.
broke the internet.
Mechanical. It's
oh,
the mechanical dragon
oh no!
breaking
If-
all the modems.
Yep.
Oh, it's literally like
See?
flashing real hardcore for, and you have like this same face, like you're just doing this again and again and again. There it is. Okay,
Yeah, it seems back. Yeah.
there
Are
it
you
is.
back? Are we
Yep.
back? Sorry.
Sure.
I guess my descriptions were too intense. I broke the internet. Sorry, everybody. Okay, we're back. So before our internet drops again, let's do that dice giveaway. Let's pull it. Sage, who's gonna win our dice
Do
giveaway
it.
for these beautiful set from
Oh,
RPG
bless
Dice?
you.
So good,
Oh.
makes you sneeze. So these beautiful sets of dice here.
The alarmed turducken, are you here?
The alarmed turducken, are you here? Let us know. Claim in chat. Type in claimed if you are here. So thank you all so much. I'm having so much fun running through this. I hope you all are having a good time. This is getting
Great.
Yeah.
very spicy. I'm glad you got to meet Grandolpha. She is wonderful.
What a queen. I love
power,
her.
She's such a
yeah.
queen.
Cool.
Oh my god, wait, I have a graphic of her while we're waiting
Yeah,
for
I
a
wanna
dice
see
Oh,
claim.
her.
yeah.
Here we go.
Power
Look
couple, for sure.
at her. Yeah, there she is. Her cool dragon behind her. Heck yeah.
Wait, I don't see it. I just see dice.
You don't
I
see it?
know.
I think, it's
I
a
think
bit of a
that the
delay.
stream is like really lagged behind us because
Oh.
of the weirdness.
Oh,
There she is.
probably.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, look at her. She's so cool. Her cool hair and her giant ice dragon. Yay!
Ah,
Have we got a
nice.
claim?
No, they
no.
must have gone to sleep, so we will.
Oh no, we're
pick
gonna
another
redraw.
one.
We're gonna redraw our winner.
Look.
Good luck. Good luck. All right. Well, while that is happening,
Oh,
Marie.
yeah.
Marie _ witty name. If you
Yes!
are here, my lady.
Claim. I see you're here in chat,
All
Marie.
right.
So make sure to claim
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
We'll find her in
Awesome.
Discord even if she does.
Right.
Yeah.
A wonderful creator of fan art. Bless
Oh
you,
my
Marie.
god.
Bless
Oh my god, it's that
you.
Marie? Yes, I love her so
Yay.
much.
Oh my god, and it's her
Oh,
birthday!
It's your birthday. Happy
Happy birthday!
Yes. Hell yeah. All
Perfect.
right. Well, good times all around, everybody.
Such good times.
I have been your dungeon master, Celeste Conowitch.
And I've been Gob Herkenstone, your North fighter. Go die.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I've been playing Minerva Tinkerbobble, everybody's favorite Gram Gram.
Oh.
I'm Nassim. I'm sorry. I was doing
I was
other
texting.
things. I
Love
would
this.
no, never. I'm Nassim. I played your Kalistar cleric, Xena Orendi, and I do not betray my party.
I did not do it.
Yeah.
And
We
I
believed in you!
I am Sage, and I have been Inga Selen, and your highly suspicious centaur druid.
And I'm Vincent, playing Veronica, the big diplomat with the big hair who does not care.
Hell yes. Well, we are going to be back in 2 weeks with episode 7 of this playthrough. So catch us on March 10th for that. And of course, you can check us out every Wednesday here on the Venture Maidens channel. Next week, we are going to be back with our main campaign, episode 99, kids.
99!
99. So good shit. So catch us there. And Katie, do you want to talk about where you and I will be tomorrow night?
Sure, we are going to be over at Nerd Immersion at about 9 o'clock Eastern Standard playing Baldur's Gate 3. I play a wizard and Celeste plays a warlock,
Two
and we are the
Ws.
W Squad.
W Squad.
Get it?
And Sage, do you want to talk about what's happening Friday?
Oh boy, on Friday we have episode 8 of The Rising Hunger coming as we are approaching the end as with our very last puzzle in our escape room before we talk to some cool angel folk. And yeah, that is from 6 to 8 p.m. PST this Friday for the next 3 Fridays to bring us to the end of season 2.
Yes. And of course, if you enjoy this show, please do make sure to follow, like, subscribe, follow us on social media at Venture Maidens everywhere just to keep up with us. But that's it. That's all. So until next time, everybody.
Stay
frosty.
frosty.
Stay frosty, kids. All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Stay warm. Stay